Botpress and ManyChat are two popular platforms for automating customer support. In this video, I'll show you their 8 key differences to help you choose the right one without having to try both. Stay to the end where I'll build a full customer support AI chatbot on both platforms so that you can see which one is better. Quick thing, by the way, I've built on Botpress for the past 2 years, so yeah, I am a little biased towards it, but I'll try put all of that aside during this video. Just thought I'd let you know before we start. The first difference between Botpress and ManyChat is how fast you can get your AI chatbot live. Picture a business heading into a busy weekend with no staff gonna be around. They need to set up a customer support chatbot within a few hours on the Friday afternoon before they all head out. On ManyChat, all that you have to do is create an account connected to whichever social platform you need to use, upload knowledge, turn on the AI features, and you're basically done. But that also depends on which plan you're using because certain plans don't have access to the AI features. I'll get to that in my next point. And just like that, your AI system is live. It can answer basic questions, take users through basic workflows, etc. Botpress, on the other hand, takes a little longer, especially if you're building your AI chatbot from scratch on their studio platform. You likely have to build the workflows yourself, connect all the nodes together, upload knowledge, and all that other stuff. To go from zero to a full customer support AI chatbot will probably take you about an hour if it's your first time on Botpress. But that's also because they do offer way more features about your AI chatbot that you can customize, including a personality, policies, and more integrations to other applications as well. And so I do think spending 1 hour setting up an AI chatbot is definitely worth it. But if you really need to get something up very quickly on your Instagram or your WhatsApp or your Messenger, then ManyChat, I guess, is better. But quick setup doesn't actually mean better customer support. This is why the second point is extremely important. Second difference between Botpress and ManyChat is the fact that Botpress is built as an AI native software, meaning they were built with AI from the ground up, but ManyChat is more an automation software for social platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger, built with AI features on top of it. Imagine it's midnight and a customer sends a message to an e-commerce business saying something like, "Hey, can I return this if I haven't used it after 7 days?" It would be very hard for the business to fully script that question and also script an answer to that beforehand. And it's midnight, so there's no human to reply to that question. And so handling that unscripted question is why you would want an AI chatbot in the first place. But the problem with ManyChat is that it basically is built around automations and sequences of questions that people would regularly ask or want to go through, such as how do I place an order, how do I visit your website, etc. ManyChat is described as AI flavored, not AI native. Essentially, it's built more for automating conversations and stuff like that in your DMs on Instagram, Messenger, and WhatsApp. But it's not built for proper AI-powered conversations with people. I mean, you can even set it up with knowledge so that it can answer people's questions using AI to understand what the person was asking and then provide an answer. But still, it's providing a specific answer to that one message the person sent, not taking into consideration the full context of the conversation and using that to provide an accurate answer to the person. Meanwhile, that's what Botpress does. Botpress is an AI chatbot software that allows you to use AI to actually power an entire conversation. And what that means is that it takes into consideration the entire conversation context, not just the single message that it's replying to. It basically uses your business's knowledge, whatever you put in the knowledge base, and then the full context of each conversation, which it grows as the conversation also grows, to provide accurate responses to people's problems and questions, essentially allowing you to support customers as if it was like a real human. This means your customers can ask it more complicated questions and get more accurate answers compared to ManyChat. And it's because Botpress is built around AI. It's AI native. Meanwhile, ManyChat is built around more automation, and then AI, it just has a few AI features that are like strapped on top of it. Now, the third difference between Botpress and ManyChat is where your chatbot can actually live. In some businesses, customers go to Instagram when they have a problem and they send a DM to the business account there. Other businesses, customers go to WhatsApp and give their problem there. But other businesses, people visit their website and try to get help from there. This is when ManyChat and Botpress differ because ManyChat is actually built for Meta's platforms. So that's WhatsApp, Messenger, and Instagram, but then it also works on TikTok and Telegram. But in more corporate businesses such as law firms, people typically don't go to WhatsApp or TikTok or Instagram for help, but they instead go to that business's website when they're looking for more information or need a query answered. As a result, for a business like that, having a chatbot built on ManyChat on their Instagram or WhatsApp is basically useless for them, especially if they get the majority of their traffic that needs help or support on their website. Botpress, on the other hand, allows you to integrate your AI chatbot directly to your website just by copying like 2 lines of code basically and pasting it into your sites. code. From then, people can then interact with your AI chatbot via the icon in your website, and you can even embed it as a full page on your website as well. But not just that, it also covers all the other platforms that ManyChat can integrate to, including WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger, and a few others, Discord for example, that you can connect your AI chatbot to for people to get support from. And in case there's no pre-built connection, you can build a connection to an app yourself as well. So it's basically open-ended. It allows you to connect it to whatever you want, which makes it extremely convenient when finding the perfect place for it to live, to be able to support the most customers in the best way. Now, the fourth difference between Botpress and ManyChat is the monthly price you have to pay for an AI chatbot that supports your customers. If your business is growing, you're going to be interacting with more customers, and as a result, more customers are going to need support. And even if you build AI chatbots for people's businesses, you want to build knowing that their business is going to grow, or at least assuming that, so that you don't put them in a corner where their business scales and then their AI chatbot is not suitable anymore for them, either because it's too expensive or it doesn't work in the right way. But let's talk about the cost. ManyChat charges based on contacts. This is basically how many people interact with your AI chatbot in a month. The free tier is basically a trial. You get like 25 people. Essential is $14, but you don't get access to the AI features. And from there, you can either choose one of the business or pro plans, which allows you to then access AI in your AI chatbots. Botpress charges by conversations instead, and at the beginning of the month on the free plan, they give you 100 conversations to essentially allow people to talk to your AI chatbot 100 times. The price then jumps up quite steeply from there, and it depends on how many conversations you're looking to have per month. But what I've realized building AI chatbots for clients on Botpress is that most customers who need support typically won't just go through one conversation in a month. Let's say someone chats with your AI chatbot on a Monday at the beginning of the month and asks a certain question or gets help for a certain topic. They then leave and maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks later come back and ask a different question or may have encountered a different issue that they need support with. That's 2 conversations all from one customer. Certain customers might even have 3 conversations, 4 conversations. It really depends. And as a result, when you only have 100 conversations per month or a limited amount of conversations per month, you can very quickly blow through all of these without having supported all the customers in your business. And so yeah, it can get a little expensive, but the good thing at least is that they cover your AI spend for you. So the amount of money that you pay to spend on AI models such as GPT or Claude, Opus, etc., all those models, the amount of money that you pay to use one of those models to power your AI chatbot, Botpress covers that for you. But then also Botpress has many advanced features as well, and so the price is kind of worth it, especially if you're looking for a more advanced AI chatbot. With both Botpress and ManyChat, they've both had significant pricing changes over the last 3-4 months. I believe ManyChat's was in March and Botpress had a really big pricing change in May. So you can expect the pricing to keep fluctuating as well because the companies are evolving. But as of July 2026, the time that I'm making this video, those are the most accurate pricing details regarding Botpress and ManyChat. And so yeah, ManyChat is cheaper than Botpress, but Botpress does offer more advanced features, which I do think are worth it for the cost. Now, this next thing is something that business owners ask me about on almost every single call. Will I be able to see the conversations that my AI chatbot is having with customers when it's supporting them? Both Botpress and ManyChat actually do allow you to see the conversations that people are having with your AI chatbot. ManyChat offers a full inbox for all the platforms you've connected to your AI chatbot, enabling you to see all the messages as they come through and even jump into messages and send replies to people. That's quite nice, but it can actually get a little bit messy if the AI chatbot is jumping in to talk to people while a human is also intervening with a conversation, and the customer can end up getting duplicate replies or getting replies that don't seem to connect very well with each other if a human replies and then the chatbot replies as well. But at least you can see the conversations that people are having. Botpress offers the same thing except on a deeper level. The first way that you can see the conversations that your AI chatbot is having with people is just in the dashboard, where you can just open it and look at the conversations that your AI chatbot has gone through. The second way, and my favorite, is to connect your AI chatbot to an external platform like Airtable, which is what I do for all of my clients. That way, at the end of a conversation, the transcript is sent out to Airtable, which stores them in the database depending on the user, using the user's ID as well. And then essentially you can analyze all of those conversation transcripts and use those to make business decisions to improve your business, improve your service or offering, and even improve your AI chatbot. I usually build an interface for my clients for them to be able to see all the data related to their AI chatbot and how it's supporting and helping people. And it seems to be able to satisfy their desire to see what's happening inside their AI chatbot. But Botpress gets even better. They recently released a new platform known as Botpress Desk. It's basically an AI native customer support platform. What it allows people to do is allows your business to essentially support customers along with the AI. So you can see all the conversations that are happening inside your AI chatbot with people who need support. And then you can also jump into a conversation, essentially have a human sitting on that Botpress Desk platform to enter a conversation and answer questions that are not able to be answered by the AI chatbot. The one thing, however, is that you can't just jump into a conversation and answer a question, but you have to set up a trigger within your AI chatbot so that it escalates the conversation to a human, at which point you can then enter and take control over it. But this is really easy to set up. You just tell your AI chatbot something like, if you're not able to find an answer to this question, or if a user asks about this specific topic, escalate it to a human, and it would escalate that conversation to a human. And then in Botpress Desk, you can then just jump in and answer the question. So both platforms do allow you to see inside your AI chatbot, but ManyChat is a little shallow. Botpress goes much deeper. Another really important thing that business owners ask me about on sales calls is how reliable is having an AI chatbot on this platform, ManyChat or Botpress. Like, does it ever go down? Will my customers ever reach out and not be able to get help? I mean, the truth is that both are software platforms, so occasionally there are a little hiccups here and there. But ManyChat actually leans on Meta, so that means when WhatsApp, Instagram, or Messenger go down, if your AI chatbot is connected to those platforms, it will go down as well. But it's kind of the same with Botpress, because when you integrate your AI chatbot to one of those platforms, if the platform is down, people cannot reach your AI chatbot. But the main difference is because you can integrate your Botpress AI chatbot to like a website, for example, and it doesn't rely on Meta's services, your Botpress AI chatbot doesn't actually go down when Meta services go down. It's just that the channel, the way that people can talk to it, go down. But if you can have a different way for people to still communicate with it, it stays online. In terms of data privacy, it's also SOC 2 secure, and so you can be certain that the data from conversations with your AI chatbot doesn't go anywhere. Now, so that you can understand this next point best, I want you to think of an e-commerce company again. Imagine a customer sends them a request asking, where is my order? Is it already on the way? How far is it from my house? To actually help and answer that customer support request, the AI chatbot has to reach for more than just knowledge-based information, but has to actually reach into the business system, locate the person's order, read the details about it, and then relay that information back to the user. This brings up the concern of your AI chatbot's ability to essentially integrate with other tools and be able to use other tools in conversations with people. ManyChat connects to a focus number of marketing tools, but they also connect to Make and Zapier, which are automation platforms, and those platforms connect out to thousands of other software. So in theory, yes, you can connect ManyChat to many other softwares as well. Another thing is it's also kind of hard to build these automations onto ManyChat to basically get it to do tasks in other software when things happen in the conversation. So for example, if you want to update your CRM because of something happening in the conversation, it's a little tricky to do that on ManyChat and a little easier to do that on Botpress because they have over 200 dedicated integrations connecting to many different software, and you can also build custom integrations yourself. And in case you don't want to do that, you can also just connect to like one of these open integration platforms like Make, Zapier, or NA10 and essentially use them as a middleman between Botpress, your AI chatbot, where your AI chatbot is, and whichever other software that you want to integrate to it. So I think Botpress is extremely good for connecting to other software. This last difference between the two platforms is super specific, especially if you own a service business. It will matter for you. In most service businesses, customer support is not just answering questions, but actually doing tasks. And many times this requires for the customer to book an appointment or a meeting with your business so that you can actually help them out. Now, neither of these platforms traditionally book appointments to calendars. On ManyChat, you'd have to send it a link that it would then send to customers and essentially get them to click out of that and then book an appointment on a different platform like Calendly or cal.com. But with Botpress, you can actually integrate your calendar to it. It doesn't do it natively, but you can add the calendar integration and get people to book appointments to your calendar directly from the Botpress chat. This is pretty cool, and I've actually done this before for a dental clinic, and I built an AI chatbot where people could basically send a message and talk about the problem they're having with their teeth and then book an appointment to get their teeth checked out instantly from the chat. So if you run any kind of business or you run a business that doesn't really need bookings, then I guess this doesn't matter that much for you. But if you want a business where people can book appointments or meetings directly with your business's calendar from a chat like WhatsApp, Discord, etc., you would want to get Botpress. Alright, cool. So now I'm going to build an AI chatbot on both platforms in just 5 minutes so that you can see which one's actually better at the end of it. By the way, I recorded this part of the video on the next day, so that's why it look a little different. Anyways, I'll start with ManyChat and you'll basically see a time lapse of me building it, and then you'll see the product at the end, and then I'll do Botpress and the same process as well. Let's start now. So I've gone ahead and built it over here in ManyChat, and you can see I also tested it having a conversation with it, which you probably saw in the time lapse briefly. But I'll go ahead and have a brief conversation with it, and I'll go ahead and ask something like, what do you sell? One of the first questions that pops up, and it should be able to pick information directly from the knowledge base and provide an accurate answer to me, the user. We built AI chatbots that provide 24/7 customer support. So I've basically linked it to my website, and in that way I can now ask questions about information about Ivy Flow AI, my business, based on the information that's on my website. So I can also say something like, how much do you charge for chatbots? And it will go ahead and pick that information directly from my website, and it should be able to output that here. I can see that it is a little bit slow. It takes maybe 10-20 seconds to provide a response, but then the responses are quite accurate and all the information makes sense. So that's good and that's working. Let's go ahead and see Botpress. And yeah, that's basically it. You can see it's also able to provide information from my website and answer stuff about my actual business. But then it's also able to provide answers, like I said, from the web and by doing web searches pretty quickly as well. So you can see it even finds real data from the web, such as the ROI, the business's experience from getting AI chatbots and stuff like that. So you can see that Botpress is slightly more complex, but then also gives you an AI chatbot that's, I guess, more advanced and deeper and better at what it actually does in supporting people. And so I'd actually recommend that you build on Botpress. So if you've decided that Botpress is the one, check out this video up here where I show you how to build a 24/7 AI customer support chatbot for your website on Botpress.